I wonder which one is going to cut that. Cut that. I seem to be able to be going live on both. Let me just kind of shift this like so. Okay. Sorry. Let's do this. Straight in here. Where's the lid of this thing anyway? Oh, so much drama. Okay, that seems good. That seems absolutely awesome. Okay, fantastic. I don't even know if I am live on all 4 platforms right now or if I'm just live on 2 platforms. It does show me that I'm live on 4 right now. So this is literally just testing. Yeah, just tasting for now. This is fantastic. Okay, so today I just wanted to get on because I haven't been live in a week. Just because there's so much happening right now. My uncle, he passed away on Tuesday, so it's just been so much going on, and yeah, I just Monday was holiday, and Tuesday was the passing of him. No, it wasn't Tuesday. It was Wednesday morning. I do apologize. It was Wednesday morning, so it's just been everything upon everything upon everything. It seems, morning with the family, just spending time together, remembering his life and so on. But yeah, other than that, things have been good. Things have been really good. We continue to take up space. Like that lady, what is her name? Um, Katy Perry. Freaking weirdo. I cannot, girl. Okay. All right. So there are a few things I'm working on right now. Just as a business, kind of pivoting, kind of um, finding also where to land, where I fit in, the things that I would like to do for my business, for myself, for my family, type of thing. Because at the end of the day, we always want to progress. We don't want to stay stagnant. We don't want to, like stand in one place and be like, I am comfortable here, and this is where I'm going to stay. Um, I feel in myself that I have a lot of potential. I have a lot of things that I can achieve. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that very thing. Achieve the things that you know that are um in my spirit, in my life, that I want to achieve. Because I know I can. Literally just because I know I can. Doesn't have to be for any other purpose. Okay, all right. So I had like a couple of questions that I just wrote down, almost like a FAQ, frequently asked questions, but not also a FAQ. It's more like a Q&A type of thing. Um, so just things that, putting all of them together, because I'm working on, they're not so vast. They tie in very well together. So there's three main things that I'm working on in TEFL Made Easy. Three things that I think are really important. One thing has been coming on forever, and then two things have been coming on forever, and then something that I picked up that's new. Um, yeah, okay, so let's get into it. So the three things that I'm working on is, of course, as you all know, if you don't know, you'll get to know. I'm working on helping teachers build their teaching businesses, right? Helping teachers build their teaching businesses from the ground up, literally from nothing to having a successful teaching business. The tips and the tricks and the stuff that I think of, the things that can work, the things that possibly do work, me listening to maybe marketers or listening to podcasts or whatever, and then actually doing it myself, helping you through, taking you on the journey with me, right? Then drafting teaching documents for teachers. I did want to kind of just like, I did push it to the side for a long time. There was a very long time where I was just like, I don't want to do teaching documents. I don't mind to, have you on board in my memberships and in helping you with it. But actually doing it has become almost like it's been calming and almost meditative. Meditative as yeah, I think I want to use the word meditative. Meditative for me, just relaxing and reassuring. I have no idea why, but things happen, right? Sometimes when we get back into things that we initially did, we liked it, but then we didn't like it so much because of I had a lot of, I wouldn't say complaints, but there were a lot of people that were just like, oh no, this is not good, that's not good, and okay, that's fine, I get it, you allowed to tell me, what you didn't like about certain things, a service or whatever. But if you're going to get aggressive about it and if you're going to just complain, then I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Help me, help you make it better, but we're not going to complain about it like it's a huge thing. Let me see if I can, because I'm trying to, yeah, I want to see if it's going to be straight now. Oh, see, I messed with it now. You can't see my face. Great. No, 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 don't press that button. Fingers pressing buttons. Okay. Oh, so this is very close now, like extremely close to my face. Here we go. Let me try and get further away. Specifically on Facebook. Almost fell. Anyway, yes, that's much better. Okay. So, sorry. So yeah, if you're gonna complain about something, I can listen to you, I can give you feedback, I can try and make it better. But if it's just a complaint, even if I'm giving you solutions, I can't help you. Nobody can help you but yourself. Once you've come to the conclusion that your complaint needs to lead to a solution, it can't just be a complaint, but you're just complaining or suggesting I do this or saying this is wrong, that is wrong, but you're not listening, paying attention to, or acknowledging the solution that can come from it, right? So that's why I stopped doing teaching CVs and teaching documents. Um, I don't know, maybe I was also calling in those types of clients. Never knows. The energy, sometimes you one got you off the vibes you were having with other teachers, and then one type of like complaint or one type of hey, you didn't do this properly, just kind of breaks your energy. And then all of a sudden it just becomes more, because sometimes your brain looks for the evidence that what you're doing is not good, even if you've been doing it for a month, a year, 10 years. Sometimes negativity can throw you off your game. That's the phrase that I wanted to use. It can really throw you off your game. So that's what happened. But I'm getting back into it because I did one and it was like so smooth. No, I wasn't rushed. I felt good about it. Then that's where I want to be in my business. I want to feel good about everything that I do. So that's why I'm doing all these pivots, seeing what fits, and everything should be obviously with hard work, but the hard work doesn't even feel like hard work because it's so nice and smooth, so to say. Okay. All right. Then the new thing that I'm getting into is helping Japanese and Taiwanese students specifically finding teachers. So I'm only at the moment helping Canadian and American teachers, just because I have found in the market, in the South African market, there hasn't been a real big, I would say, need. Obviously, there's need. I know that there's a need for it. I am well aware that there is a need for students, that South African teachers do want to find students, but I feel like there's a disconnect from what we want and putting in the effort to actually get to where we want. So I'm just working with Canadian and American teachers for now, just because that is how it is. Okay, so a general kickoff with a question that I have been asking myself, have been I've written it down. I like to write down questions maybe that somebody would have for me or whatever, right? So the general, like, overall view of my business is what inspired me to start helping teachers build their own teaching businesses. I saw that there was a big need for teachers to, in general, when I started doing any kind of business, when I got into entrepreneurship, I was doing quite a lot of different things. So this was 10 years ago. Started my own businesses, and I just was running little things here and there to, like, almost like side hustles or things that I thought, okay, this could be good, that could be good. So I was doing wedding invitations, or like just event invitations. So I was making those like actually by hand, printing them and designing them, all of that. I did my sister's wedding invitations, and then I did another one in the same period. It was very nice. I enjoyed this very much. But it was very time consuming. It was, and I had time, tears of, like, why did I not do that? Just continue. But anyway, when I started business, I was doing a lot of different things. So I was doing the invitations, event invitations. I was also doing what is it called, flyer distribution. So I would get flyers from a company. I actually, funny enough, the only people that I worked with doing flyers, which was crazy, were real estate agencies. So there was one lady that was like a private broker, and there was another lady that worked for Pam Golding, and the other one was, I think it was Lawson, I'm not sure, but so funny, only real estate. Oh yes, and there was one lady that I was working, that I did flyers for. She was a franchise of Montague, which is the, when you go into these Montague shops, there's like dry fruit, and there's it's that kind of shopping. Yes, where they sell dry fruit and these little packaged snacks, right? I did that for her. Those were nice flyers. Like the actual flyer themselves, they were like card flyers, but it was like the A5 size. It was so incredibly cute, or it was A6, because I know it was very small. But anyway, very nice. And then I was doing that, right? Handing out the flyers, and that worked well as well, too, because in a quick concession, which was a couple of months, I got all those real estate agents. I had done flyer distribution for the lady that had a private broker thing. I done hers 3 times. The other one that was, I only did them once. um, I had to hand out 5,000 flyers, so that was a really good opportunity for me. I don't think flyers are dead. Flyers are not dead. So if that's something you're thinking about doing, I would 100% say that go into flyer distribution. It's amazing. You can even, there's a place called Canvas and More. Their flyers are super cheap, and they are delivered to, I think they can deliver to your house, I'm not sure. But the flyers that I got from there, I had to just fetch it. It was through Pargo, and I had to fetch it at my Clicks close by. So it's really cool. You can even have them printed for the agencies. They would just have to either you design it. What's so nice, you can actually go from design to print to distribution. You can do the entire process for them. They would just give you a general idea of what the flyer can look like, and then you would do the rest of the work. People are I'm telling you, they you'll get 100 no's, or you'll get like 99 no's, but somebody's going to say yes, because there are people that just don't have the time for a lot of things. It doesn't mean that they only don't have like time to design, print, and distribute their flyers. With anything, there's a lot of things that you can take. Somebody will pay you to plus the hours. So instead of them doing the whole process, they've gained 4 hours a day. Okay, that's let me say 8 hours for the week. They've gained 8 hours of working on all this stuff. They've gained it for the business. They will pay full time to plus the hours that they get in their working day. People will pay for that. Okay, so don't disregard people needing services that add time to their business. It's out there. And it doesn't have to be only flyers, right? But we're talking about flyers. Okay. So I started my helping teachers build their teaching businesses because I really saw that um, the TEFL companies, they were getting inundated with teachers, right? So for every 10 teachers, there's like one student. I'm making an exaggeration, I guess, or but it's just an estimation. I don't think these aren't real numbers that I'm saying. But as an example, there are 10 teachers for one student that the company has. It's not enough, right? It's not enough. You cannot split one student between 10 teachers. Yes, they can learn a lot of lessons, but lots of the time, um, okay, I wouldn't say this is a guarantee, but sometimes students like a regular teacher and they would say, I like that teacher, I like that teacher, pinpoint you, and you are there like a regular teacher, specifically when it comes to companies as well. Places like, um, what is like a company that I know of? Maybe Tutor ABC. I know that they don't exist anymore, or they've changed their name or whatever. But Tutor ABC, that's a company where they assign students. When I worked for Tutor ABC, I had a lot of regular students. They would come to my classes every single day. So yeah, okay. So that is what I saw, that they were just, the companies can't keep up with the teacher ratio. There's it's off balance because there are a lot of companies as well that are also that are also drawing in students, that are attracting students. So it's not that there's like one company for, or 10 companies for all these international students and they are teaching them. So yeah, there's like 100 different companies. And then you get your what do you call it, marketplace platforms like italki, Preply, those places, right? Those students are like kind of free to roam, the teachers on the platforms. So those are students that would just pick and choose who they'd like, based off your profile, based off their needs as a student. So yeah, or just based off the price sometimes. All right. What is currently lighting me up? I did focus on this just a little bit earlier. What is lighting me the heck up is doing things that bring me joy, like literally. Um, what brings me joy? I've been speaking about this for 4 years. Is helping teachers build their own teaching businesses. I've been, that's been my whole journey, my walk. That teachers need to get on their own business because you'll make so much more money the the better you do, the quicker you build your business. It doesn't have to be something running within a week, running within a month, in a year. No, you build it on the sideline and don't shy away from showing up online. When you show up online, people need to know about your business. They need to be reminded, right? So I need to show up online way more than I do right now, so that people can see, this is what you do, this is why you do it, etc. This is really nice today. Okay. So maybe this is a good time to go live. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, shoot, my phone is charging very slowly. Okay. So yeah, and then when I also spoke to this Canadian teacher, it lit me up to almost act as an agency for students to actually then distribute to the teachers. So they wouldn't be my students. I wouldn't act as a company that holds onto the students and does the admin work for them, or assigns students. I would get them. They would move through the agency and they would be then handed off to the teacher. So they would focus on everything, building the relationship with the student, getting payments, all of that stuff. So I would just act as the middleman, getting these students, finding them online, and then yeah. Okay. So these are the things that are currently lighting me up. And then I did sorry, this is what I was saying earlier, that what's lighting me up is doing things that I did 4 years ago, which is, well, that I started TEFL Made Easy on 4 years ago, which is designing drafting and creating your teaching documents. So it is CV, it's cover letter, it's video, introduction videos, all of that stuff, right? So there's lots of things that I already have free resources for. You can see it on my website. You can see it um, on the group, on the Facebook group that you know, that's out there. I don't know if I have a link to that group. I don't know. But anyway, my free resources are out there. So yeah, anybody can make use of them. Okay, so helping teachers build a teaching business. So why do I believe more teachers should start their teaching business instead of just working for companies? Based on what I just said, there are too many teachers, there are too little students in these companies, right? There are many students online that don't want to. I saw something the other day. The company is taking $100 and then paying the teacher $25. $75, which is literally three-quarters of what the student paid, um, goes to the company. That's insanity. And yes, $25 is a fantastic amount to make. It's a fantastic amount to make, especially as South Africans, because the conversion is sweet. But at the end of the day, that's a lot. The students don't want to be paying that much per hour for the lesson. Um, so they are looking for cheaper alternatives. If they are going to pay you directly $25 an hour, much better, much easier on the pocket for them as well. And I do believe that when you're creating your own business, you are creating kind of a legacy for yourself. You are building your own personal brand with your teaching business. So 100%. That's why I say go for it. Because people will get to know you, get to know you, get to like you, trust you, and love you. Not just like you, actually. Love you. Love the way that you teach. Love the person that you are. They can maybe relate to you because you are just like them, right? So yeah, that's why build your own teaching businesses. Because at the end of the day, even if it's something, even if it's part-time, it's like a side hustle that you can build on. So if you already like your job at the moment, if you enjoy it, stay there and then teach on the side, as a way of extra income. Or you can eventually build that business up so much that you replace that job if you are not liking it. Because I'm all about the fact that you need to enjoy what you're doing. You only get one life. And I understand you have a family to support. I understand you have kids to take care of. But your mindset should be right, focusing on the things that you want, not just I'm going to die at this job and it's because I have to sacrifice for my family, right? There's a better way to do things. Okay, and I know it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy. But if you join my group, genuinely, I can show you how to build your teaching business for free. I'm not going to charge you anything. These are all free advice that I'm giving. I don't want to charge people anymore. That is also something that's lighting me up, lighting me the heck up, is not having a membership. I do still have, it's not that I don't have. I do still have the membership. There is still a paid program. There is still a paid coaching course. But these are not things I'm focusing on because I don't have to. I can still help you in that capacity, membership, a coaching capacity. And it is still paid opportunities for me. But at the end of the day, I want to help you as much as possible in your teaching business so that you can build something that makes you excited about waking up in the morning, about getting to go out there and teach somebody or getting to go out there and help somebody, right? If that's what you're into, right? So find out what you enjoy, find out what you deeply, deeply believe in, and do that thing. Even if it's going to the jungle and um, uh, playing with lions, you want to be a lion handler. Have you seen these people online? So I'm just making a silly example, but I think you understand what I mean. Okay. What's the biggest mindset shift teachers need to make to step into entrepreneurship? So I mentioned earlier that there's a disconnect. Specifically, I'm not going to be biased to people or whatever, but I've seen it. I've helped a lot of South African teachers, but there's a disconnect between what we want and the effort we are willing to put in to get there. So that is the mindset shift that needs to happen. You need to understand that there has to be some sort of effort, of course. But there's a disconnect. What I'm seeing is a disconnect between the two. The effort it takes to get there, and this is what I want. So if you can, meet somewhere in the middle, you don't have to have this massive thing, whatever your desire is. You can kind of tone it down to meet the effort where you, yeah. So the only way that you're going to build a business, that you're going to change the narrative, that you are going to start speaking about the things that bring you joy is when you start speaking about it. I'm using a platform called Restream. My word, look a little bit ashy. I'm using a platform called Restream. I'm going live. I'm live on 4 different platforms. Do the same. Just do lives if you want to. I find that I can't create offline. It's very difficult for me. I find myself sitting for the whole day, 4 hours the whole day. It's too long. And then I'm still not done within 4 hours doing one graphic. I don't know. I find that it's difficult for me. So that's why I'm doing this. Okay. All right. What does building a teaching business actually look like in practice? Again, marrying the two, what you want and the effort you're willing to put in. You need to join them. So, like I said, even if you're kind of toning down what you want to, like, okay, I want to be this, I want to be a professional teaching person, blah, blah, blah. But what do I need to actually get there? I need certificates. I need a degree. I need um, whatever type of qualification, or I need certain experience, right? So if you can tone it down and just say, okay, let's work on one thing, which is let's apply for that course that I need to actually be a teaching professional. So that's the first step, right? So, okay, I'm not saying, I'm saying tone down, but you're breaking it down into steps. So the steps will get you there. So break it down into steps. The first thing that you want to do or that you need to do is actually, enroll on this course that's going to get you there. Okay. So building the teaching business, just everybody's saying it, and I'm saying it too. Just start. You don't have to be the best at lives. You don't have to be the best at making videos. You don't have to be the best at creating graphics for your business, have the perfect logo, have the perfect tagline, the perfect profile. These things will come with practice. So again, things that I'm teaching, I'm helping you with profile optimization, helping you create a profile that speaks to what you do and where you're headed. So this is what I do right now, and maybe you can include in that, in your little bio, that this is where I want to be, right? Put an aspiration in there, or you can write your aspirations down. Right now, I'm looking at all my wall of focus. I have 4 A3 pages in front of me that's saying different things that I need to focus on. I need to focus on that. I need to work on my consistency. I need to stop messing around. So if I'm scrolling too much on social media, these are the things that you have to do. You have to create X, Y, and Z instead of scrolling social media. This is what I need to do for my memberships. Be more consistent in talking about them or whatever, right? Just start talking about the thing that you want to do. What's one mistake I see teachers making when they try to go independent? They want to do it perfect from the get-go, and you don't have to. You do not have to do it perfectly. Everything comes with time. It takes patience, and just being grateful grateful for the step you are on. So you don't have to be way ahead to be grateful. You don't have to be 3 or 4 years or 10 years into the business to start being grateful. Like, this is the life I wanted. Be grateful in the moment right now. Like, oh gosh, I did a live today and that was amazing. I made a video today and that was amazing. I did a graphic today and that was amazing. I designed my logo. I redesigned my flyer. I started on my website. Being grateful for every single step, being grateful and celebrating yourself for every single step that you take. Okay, so that is a mistake that I see people make. And I made the same mistakes. I'm not speaking out of my booty and trying to make you feel bad about yourself. These are the things I see and that I've experienced myself. I wanted to make the perfect logo, the perfect branding, but it doesn't exist because I was kind of fed this information that the colors speak to people in a certain way, and the font speaks to people in a certain way. Use whatever font you want, use whatever color you want, do what you want. Because have you seen people creating brain rot? This brain rot content, just as an example, my son loves it. People around the world love it. They get millions of views. Why? Even people that don't like it are watching it just to comment, this is terrible, I hate it. They're watching it. So be who you want to be. They don't have perfect fonts and colors and content that they're creating. They're just making a bunch of nonsense, putting it online and getting millions of views. Okay. Right. What kind of success have I seen from the teachers I've helped, right? So, like I said, because of the disconnect, there's been a lag in success. There's been a very, very big lag in success. And I haven't actually, there's never, I'm not going to be like hiding from it and whatever, because I did have a lot of self doubt and what they call imposter syndrome around this thing, where um, there hasn't been anybody that's been successful in growing their teaching business with the help that I've given, right? So this is a lot of the reason why I want to make it free. Because if you can't, if I haven't actually led someone there for free yet, what does it mean to charge somebody? So mostly the charge is about my time and about what I can teach you. There's a lot of things in my head. There's a bunch of things in my head, right? That can be so helpful to you, but it doesn't help me, blabbing it out to you, when there needs to be like a consistent building, a consistent, yeah. So this is why you must join my group. Okay, so drafting teaching documents for teachers. This one really lights me up, right? So what kind of documents am I creating for teachers and why are they important, right? All your teaching documents. There have been so many teachers where they've asked me, how do I apply to teaching jobs? The first question I always ask, is your CV updated? Is your introduction video updated? I don't even have those. What? You need to have a CV. You need to have an introduction video. This is online teaching. They want videos. They want CVs. Sometimes they will need demo lesson video or pre-recorded demo lesson video, but it's not that common. And a cover letter. Also, not that common. But the two most important documents are your CV and your introduction video. There's a lot of other things you can have as well. Like you can have your cover letter, you can have your demo lesson recorded video, you can have an audio of the introduction video. You know what I'm saying? There's quite a few things you can have ready. All your certificates as well. There's lots of places I've applied to where they didn't need my TEFL certificate. They just wanted my CV and the video. But having all of those things ready to go, it's so helpful. So what I help you create is your CV, your cover letter. I create everything for you because you need to have these things as backup. If you don't have it now, you're going to scramble to, oh, the company has asked me to do a pre-recorded demo lesson. Oh my goodness, oh, now you have to scramble to actually do it instead of having it done. It's always good to have it. Always good to have it. I always had one as backup. Or not backup, but just in case they needed it, then you can always just forward it to them. Okay, so your cover letter, your CV, your introduction video, your cover letter, and a pre-recorded demo lesson video. 10, 15 minutes, that is all that's needed. Okay, that doesn't matter. What difference can I have a question here? What difference can a well-crafted CV, lesson plan, or course outline make? So well-drafted CV, let's just say course, well-drafted CV or well-crafted CV. This will help you to stand out when you use lovely colors, when you do not have more than one page. These TEFL, I always call it a TEFL CV. So a TEFL CV is always going to be your one-page CV. Do not send the recruiters more than one page. If your CV does not fit on one page, or you've created it in an app using an app that is not Canva, I would suggest using Canva. Canva is completely free to use, and you can put everything on one page. If your CV is more than one page, they're just not going to read that CV. Or they'll read through it, but it won't be noticed because all the information is like spread across 2-3 pages. People are maybe not lazy per se, but they're putting your CV through these ATS, what do you call it, platforms, but like a reading app or a reading software. So they're checking for all the keywords. They're checking for all, that your CV is crafted to the job and that you are qualified to actually, okay, cool, we can interview this one, right? Okay, there are lots of places that are doing that. Not many places are. There are just people looking through it saying, okay, cool. But there are other people that are using the ATS. I forget what it is. I think it's, I'm not going to guess. But it's a tracking scat. Okay, let me not. It's ATS. Google it. I forget what it is. Okay, what are some common mistakes I see in teaching documents, and how can teachers fix them? Number one is having a document that is longer than one page. Do not have more than one page. Do not put your home address on your CV. Don't put it there. Your ID number does not need to go there. Your um, your driver's license doesn't need to go on there. The only two things that need to go on there, oh, maybe three, is your cell phone number, your email address, and then your Zoom ID, your Skype ID, and you could possibly put your LinkedIn account, a LinkedIn thing. If you have a LinkedIn page, if you don't have a LinkedIn page, you don't have to do anything. But the minimum two things is your cell phone number as well as your email address. Make sure that you are using your country code on the, when you put your number in there, please do use the country code. South Africa is +27 and then your number. Okay, make sure you're doing that because you're not sending this to people in South Africa. They don't know what is 085. They don't know what is 086. They don't know what that is. Where are you from? And also, you don't have to specify where you're from. You don't have to put all of that there. And then also, no references on your CV. If there is white space or blank space on your CV, you're going to put down your technical stuff. So what kind of headset you have, what kind of camera, if you have something, if you have a camera that's not built in, what type of camera it is, and then the specs of your laptop as well. And then the speed of your internet. Okay. And what they also require is that you have UPS, backup power. Yeah. Okay. All right. How do I personalize each document to help teachers out? So I base it on, I have this thing where I always try to match. If you send me, a lot of the times I will include a picture of the teachers. All my teaching CVs have a picture of the client on it. So your picture will be on your CV, my picture's on my CV as well. And that's not even used for teaching specifically. But I would prefer, I don't think it's like I don't think it's compulsory, but I like it. I like that your pictures there in the corner, and you can actually, they can see your face. They can see, oh, okay, this is that person, and then they can help you better. I guess I just prefer it, so I've put my picture on my CV. Okay, so that's how you can personalize your document, so you kind of stand out in the teaching field. by putting your picture. Okay, and then another thing would be 100% you stand out by having a one-page CV. And then what you'll find on Canva, you can search the free designs, is that they have very nice colors on them. They have very nice colors, different elements that you can use for free. Like it can be like a swishy line, or it can be like a little flower. I love using things like that. You can put different color bands on your CV. So my CV has a band going across. It's got my picture in there with my name and all of that stuff, and another band going down. This panel is it's my contact details, my education, and also my skills. In this panel and on this side, it's all my work experience. Okay. All right, so that is how I personalize mine. I make everybody's not the same, but I like to use different colors. When I get a picture of the teacher, I usually see, okay, she has black on or whatever. So I'll try to not contrast the colors, but I'll try to make the CV very much the kind of aligned with what the teacher's wearing. So if there was the teacher that was wearing this beautiful, beautiful, colorful blouse, like it was a jacket, I think, and her CV, I could do anything with her CV because she was wearing this fantastic color. And I was like, yes, let's do that. Yeah, so just making your CV not overly like blast of pink, make them nice pastel colors. It can also be in your face, but it just you need to tone it down because that's not the purpose of your CV. Um, to be a colorful blast in your face. It's supposed to be your document, that your job seeking document. Okay. All right. So when it comes to Taiwanese and Japanese students, why am I looking for those specifically? Um, I have found that they are obviously they are Asian related people related to the Asian market, but they are the less rigid about internationals contacting their students or contacting their people, or I think it's very open because as far as I can see they use platforms like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, the normal programs that the rest of the world uses. But in China they are not allowed to use unless they are using a VPN. They're not allowed to use it. And the Canadian teacher that I spoke to, she says that it's just the regulations are just like not worth the effort to go into the Chinese market. So she rather wants to um, target the Japanese as well as Taiwanese. And I was like, what a great opportunity. Right. So yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm very excited about the opportunity. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be. I've already, started thinking of ways that I can, put everything together on my one portfolio. I'm not going to be creating a different account. It's just too much energy and effort. So yeah, I'm just doing my thing, going slowly and at a good pace. Um, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I'm focusing on them as well, just because they are the friendlier of the Asian nations. They're very friendly. I loved working with Taiwanese and Japanese people. I wouldn't say the Chinese are not friendly, but the Japanese and the Taiwanese, they just have this friendly demeanor and they just have this way of, you know, being. The personhood is fantastic. So I like that about them. When I did work with them, so I was like, what a great opportunity for me to learn more about the culture. Because I did work with a lot of students, but not as many as I did Chinese. So I got to learn a lot about the Chinese culture and all the different things that they do, like the Chinese New Year and the cultural things. All right. But it will be very nice. I'm very excited. Okay. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay. So tying it all together. Tying all of these things together, like I just said, I'm thinking of ways how to tie them all together on my one platform, and I think it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool. Okay. Um, how do all these things So how do all these areas connect in helping teachers build a more independent and profitable career, right? So obviously when I am, say for instance, specifically when it comes to finding the students, the Taiwanese and Japanese students, um, it's going to help them directly build their teaching businesses by feeding them the students, right? So that is number one. When it comes to helping them build their teaching businesses, um, the other service helps more because I will be creating the documents or helping create the documents, and then it will help them, get onto, maybe if you want to do like straight independent teaching, you will then take your documents and put it on your take the documents and put it on your portfolio or your little website. So I actually need to post my videos on my website just so that anyone can watch it. I did actually this one resource that I have. Okay, the introduction video. I just did that quickly for somebody, and I just included it on the resource video. But I think I need to redo it. I definitely have to redo it. But yeah, so I would say all three services really connect, because I could be helping those teachers. Like I said, I'm going to be helping Canadian and US teachers with finding these students, but all of them really can connect. Um, yeah, they really can, specifically for that market, all of them. But when it comes to South African teachers, I'm helping you get onto the track of building your teaching business and then also helping you with your documents. Okay, what's next for me on this journey and how can others be part of it? Oh, that's really lovely. I love that. I really, really love that. So what's next for me on my journey is just walking in these three things now. Taking the steps, walking the journey on what it means for me. Like I said, my pages are here with my focus, my consistency, the challenge that I'm doing, as well as the things that instead of scrolling social media, I'm going to be focusing on creating these things instead. So for me, sorry. Okay, apologies. So for me, it's going to be just these three steps for now, um, because these are the things I'm extremely passionate about helping teachers build their own teaching businesses, and it's going to get so good that I'm going to be helping lots and lots and lots of teachers. That's like the idea. That's the goal. Because at the end of the day, what I want to be actually doing is changing the industry. This industry has become so toxic. And okay, when it comes to groups online, TEFL groups online, specifically on Facebook, these places are the most toxic places I've ever been in. Um, I don't know why people treat each other like that. So I want to change that industry from something that is, you know, um, they look down on the new teacher. Like, ugh, you're just joining now, freaking newbie. I don't know. It's just something I've experienced. Veteran teachers are not willing to help older, the new teachers coming in. There are some teachers that are willing to help, but they're very far and few in between. Um, yeah, and they'll just like put their posts out sometimes because in fear of that one jumping on their post or their comment and absolutely, like tearing them apart. People are really weird online. So how can others be part of it, right? So I don't know. If I was actually a couple of maybe last year sometime, I was looking for teachers that wanted to learn how to help teachers with their social media. So there are dozens, there are hundreds, there's probably thousands of teachers that just don't know how to be more present on social media, not because they don't want to, but because they just don't have the time. They just do not have the time. They would love to put what they're doing online out there, or what they're doing in their business out there, but there's just no time. So, like the teacher that I'm helping, the Canadian teacher with those students, she just does not have the time to actually physically look for students because she has a giant booming business going this side. So that I was looking for teachers that want to do that. And there were other stuff also. I need to find it and just sort them out, because there were 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 different things, 5 different types of teachers that want to do something. Um, yeah, so I would love to. That's not really how you're going to be part of it. But yeah, I don't know if you want to do the same thing. If you want to be helping teachers build an independent teaching business, if you want to be helping with teaching documents, I'm open to the opportunity to work with teachers that want to help other teachers, right? Um, right. So if you want to stay in the loop with what I am doing, I'm on Instagram a lot. I only do my mostly I only do the lives on all the platforms. The lives though, I don't always post on Facebook. Facebook is I I'm sad to say, but it's very boring. It feels so dry and barren, like a desert to me. Whereas Facebook, I mean, Instagram is where it's happening. TikTok, it doesn't work on my phone, so it's kind of stressing me out at this point. That's the only reason why I don't use these platforms, because I'm not able to create on my um, laptop unless I download the studio, and I don't know why it doesn't want to download. So there's lots of things with Facebook, I mean with TikTok, that I just do not want to get into. LinkedIn, I'm not really looking for business opportunities. I'm more into the individual and helping teachers, get on their journey. So for me, LinkedIn is not necessarily going to help. If you think differently, you can let me know. um, and then what other platforms? X, I will probably never, which is Twitter, I will probably never do. And then I'm also on Threads as well. I don't post there often, but when I do, I post. When I do. Yeah. So so that is me. That is it. That is my business in a nutshell. This has been exciting. I'm always excited to do a live. Um, it's the place where I think more creatively, I create more creatively. And I can think my thoughts out loud, and yeah. And I actually like when because I actually asked ChatGPT to help me with questions. So these were great questions that I could actually answer. So I think maybe I should do this kind of thing all the time. Maybe not all the time. Sometimes I can just come on and eat lunch like I did last week. Came online and I ate lunch. And I did lunch while I was eating lunch while I was just rambling on about stuff I did in the day. And yeah. I think it was last week sometime. So I actually do want to go and make myself some lunch before I have another live. Going live with he's an ex-colleague of mine, and he's been in the education industry for a very long time. So I would love to promote his business. That is also something I'm going to be doing on my channels as well. Lots of business partner stuff. um Business, yeah, like a kind of partnering, but more like just a sponsorship partnering, where I will you know help get recognition for the business, or help the business get into the swing of things and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. I love helping teachers. I love yeah, I love anything to do with teaching specifically. I'm absolutely passionate about teaching. I don't know why I don't have my degree. I really should get one, my teaching degree, because I love teaching. Yeah. Okay. I think I've spoken enough for the day. I need to give my tongue a rest. And then I will be on live later on again. Right. But this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for joining me today. I had a brilliant time. If there's any questions, if you have any, not concerns per se, but yeah, if you have suggestions, what I should talk about next, whatever, let me know. And then I will be live again. I'm going to go live every day. So, and it's so nice because the kids have school holiday tomorrow, next week. So I will be live. And it's not about the school. My lives don't hinge on the school holidays. They do not. But yeah, I'm going to be going live again. I'm going to restart that thing. Not restart, but yeah, there was like a whole week I missed, and I was like, ugh. So I'm going to be, going live every day. So I'll see you on tomorrow, maybe this time. This is actually very nice because it's very clear. It hasn't shown me like you're reconnecting, because this computer like to tell me I'm reconnecting. So yeah, I must do it on at 11ish. Okay. All right. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow that time. Okay. Love you, teachers. Happy teaching. Mwah.